gang violence and other kind of violence.
Get away! I could be at work, at school, in my car, and I can still get shot by the police, but I can get shot anywhere.
So it is what it is.
What's good, Shadow Realm? It's the Black Gen Z Mindset. Make sure you go ahead and like, comment, share, subscribe, and let's get into the video.
Developing this afternoon, a tragic twist in the case of the young woman stabbed to death on the light rail. We have now learned that she escaped war-ravaged Ukraine. I'm Evan Donovan. Good to have you with us. Police say that attack happened in South End on Friday night, a very busy time for people to be out and about. Channel 9's Joe Bruno joins us live from there now. Joe?
She fled war-torn Ukraine only to be stabbed to death on Charlotte's light rail. That's according to friends. The man accused of stabbing her remains in the hospital, and as recent as last month, there were concerns about his mental capacity.
Wow. So you have a woman who left a war-torn country, and now she is not with us anymore because a lunatic, homeless, super gremlin on demon time took her life. And stabbing nonetheless. Wow, I mean, that's pretty rough there, up close and personal. And, you know, I don't know if there was something said, if there were words exchanged between them. I'm sure he was probably creeping everybody out, not just her, but it's just crazy that this could happen in Charlotte, North Carolina, of all places. I mean, it's a pretty lit city, but you have crazy people who are on the streets and they're not being dealt with, and they're going out and hurting people.
CMPD has identified the victim as 23-year-old Iryna Zarutska. They say she was stabbed to death Friday night on the light rail, and we have photos of her. The crime scene was at the East-West station in South End. CMPD is charging Decarlos Brown with her murder. Court records say he is homeless and he has a lengthy criminal history. Just last month, his public defender made a motion questioning his ability to proceed in his court case about misusing the 911 system. The judge ordered a forensic evaluation, but he was allowed to be out and about. The criminal charge stemmed from this past January when police say he called 911 and claimed someone gave him man-made material that controlled when he ate, talked, and walked. The magistrate allowed him to be released from jail without paying anything on a written promise to appear. And police have...
Dang, and there you have it. You know, caught up, let out, and then he goes on to take somebody's life. It's that simple. Let's run it back, because these are the prosecutors, the judges, the people who are making this call.
January when police say he called 911 and claimed someone gave him man-made material that controlled when he ate, talked, and walked. The magistrate allowed him to be released from jail without paying anything on a written promise to appear. And police have not said what led up to this stabbing. We will likely learn more in court, but the first appearance has not been set yet because he has not been formally charged. Reporting live in South End, Joe Bruno, Channel 9 Eyewitness News.
An absolutely tragic stabbing case. Joe, thank you for the update.
To a story that we are continuing to follow, a deadly stabbing in South End. And we do know a suspect has been arrested, but this stabbing happened on the light rail train late Friday evening. One person is dead. WCNC Charlotte's Jesse Pierre is following the story. Jesse, what can you tell us about the victim?
So CMPD did identify her as 23-year-old Iryna Zarutska. To my understanding, we don't know what led up to the stabbing, but she was stabbed Friday night near the station, the Blue Line station along Camden Road, which is where the West Boulevard, East Boulevard meet in South End. Now, the from, there was a GoFundMe page that was started by loved ones, and I've been kind of reaching out to some folks who know her and seeing some of the tributes that have been out there for her. But they say she came from Ukraine, and, escaping war, coming here for a fresh start. And this has been a tragic end to her life.
Yeah, man. Very sad indeed. It's just the streets of America right now is a war zone. I mean, we got National Guard, men, having to regulate the hoods, and other parts aren't taking their crime seriously. And we've got defund the police movement. We've got super leftist judges, prosecutors, DAs, all this kind of stuff who don't want to prosecute crimes and give real jail time for serious offenders, I guess. And people aren't aware, and they're coming here thinking that this gonna happen, that's gonna happen for them, and to just get snuffed out like this is pretty wild.
And a man was also arrested. Now, this is 34-year-old Decarlos Brown. He was also hurt in the incident, so he is actually at the hospital. Once he is released from the hospital, he'll be arrested right away, facing, I believe, murder charges in this case. And he actually also has like a long rap sheet, and it's a big criminal record, and so forth. So, we know that he'll be arrested at some point, once he gets out of the hospital. But either way, when it comes to the victim's family and so forth, and friends and so forth, what I've been seeing is that she was a sweet young woman, that she went to school, that she, again, came to the United States not too a few years ago. And this was just a fresh start, getting away from what she was having to deal with in Ukraine. So we are hoping to speak to a friend or family friend in the next half an hour, and hopefully get to hear more about her and this tragedy and how this is impacting them. Nick?
Yeah, tragic situation there, Jesse. Jesse en route to again, talk to a family friend there. So Jesse, we'll let you get on your way. Be safe on the road.
Watching Eyewitness News at 6.
9 investigates safety on the Charlotte light rail. Sources telling us that security was not on board when someone stabbed and killed this young woman. I'm Erica Bryant.
I'm Scott Wickersham. Today, police confirmed it was a random attack. The suspect and victim did not know each other. Officers are familiar with the suspect, though. Our Joe Bruno has been in contact with Katz and police and the mayor today and joins us live. Joe?
CMPD encountered this suspect at least 3 times in 2024. I'm told he was referred for mental health services all 3 times, but it's unclear if he received any help. No law enforcement officers were on board when this random and sudden attack happened that took the life of a Ukrainian refugee seeking a new beginning in Charlotte.
I mean, and this is clearly a failure of the system, I believe. A system that we're paying taxes to, the people of Charlotte at least paying taxes to, and you don't get thorough treatment, which is, I mean, let's keep it a buck, keeping these dudes locked up in some type of insane asylum. I mean, let's bring the asylums back. It's some people who need to be behind those bars getting treatment and fair treatment, not treated badly like they, some, I guess, asylums used to be. But you got to do something with these crazy people, because it's not fair for a person to have their life taken, whether they're a citizen or not, coming from another country as a refugee. It's wild.
Tonight, there's worldwide outrage at the stabbing death of 23-year-old Iryna Zarutska. Police say Decarlos Brown stabbed her in a random attack on Charlotte's light rail Friday night. I've confirmed through sources no security guards or law enforcement were on board during the attack. That's not surprising to frequent light rail passengers.
It's dangerous. It's very problematic.
Katz contracts with a private firm called Professional Security Services to serve as officers at the transit center on the light rail. These officers are in charge of doing regular patrols, fare enforcement, and in general security. Councilmember Renee Johnson says the city needs to hear from the firm to find out what they are doing.
We do need our citizens to feel safe and to be safe on the trains.
The suspect has yet to face a judge on the murder charge. CMPD says they will formally charge him when he is released from the hospital. As I reported yesterday, he has a lengthy criminal history, and today I learned CMPD has dealt with him a lot. Charlotte City Council members have been told that CMPD officers have had prior encounters with the suspect involving both criminal activity and instances where he appeared to be experiencing a mental health crisis. In 2024, the suspect had 3 interactions with CMPD's Community Policing Crisis Response Team where he was referred to available resources. I asked why he was never arrested and if he accepted any of those resources. I have not heard back.
Wow. I mean, there you have it. No real penalties for this guy, you know, whether he was having a mental health. And this is what they've been advocating for years. We've been covering on my channel where they're talking about defunding police and sending social workers to the scene of the crime. I mean, it's just crazy, but that's what it looks like they did here. And that didn't work. You know, you sometimes you rather think, oh man, maybe if they would have sent the police and the police would have dealt with it, or arrested them or something, maybe something else would have happened. But then there's no telling, they would have just let him go either way. So very tragic story here, and another example of how the system is really failing.
Family members of Zarutska are asking for privacy and are declining comment at this time. Live in South End, Joe Bruno, Channel 9 Eyewitness News.
All right, Joe, thank you for that update. In response to a request from us, Mayor Lyles sent a statement that said Charlotte is by and large a safe city. Cats, by and large, is a safe transit system. However, tragic incidents like these should force us to look at what we're doing across our community to address root causes.
What's good, Shadow Realm? It's your boy Jenquavius Jackson, and y'all already know I'm demonetized and shadow banning this bitch. So if you want to contribute, go to the Cash App, the PayPal, the GoFundMe, or join the Patreon. Also, don't forget to visit the merch store for all your favorite BGZM News 17 gear, including our exclusive Trump is a Blood t-shirt. Go fast before they sell out. They are already flying off the shelves, no cap. And remember, these super gremlins are on demon time.
Tonight, we're getting more information and learning more about the victim in a deadly stabbing last week on the rail line.
23-year-old Iryna Zarutska was killed Friday night in a busy part of South End.
WCNC Charlotte's Jesse Pierre has more on how her friends are remembering her tonight.
23-year-old Iryna Zarutska moved here for peace, looking for a fresh start from her war-torn country of Ukraine. But unfortunately, she was met by tragedy. Family and friends of 23-year-old Iryna Zarutska heartbroken.
We just had a heart of gold. She was a sweetheart, and it makes me sick to think that she's gone.
Zarutska fled Ukraine to escape the dangers of war.
Life was like it is right now, just bombing daily, depending on what province you're in, and you don't know if you're going to live to breathe another day.
But Friday, in South End, she found herself in another battle. CMPD says Zarutska was stabbed to death.
All of this is part of the crime scene right now. It did occur on the actual train, yes.
Police charge 34-year-old Decarlos Brown, who has a lengthy criminal history in connection to her death. It's not clear what led to her stabbing and if the two even knew each other. As the investigation continues, loved ones say they are shocked and left searching for answers.
She's somebody that abided by the law and doesn't get to live another day to even try.
Brown was also hurt in the incident and was taken to the hospital. Once released, he will be formally charged. Now, Zarutska's family friend did start a GoFundMe page to help the family, and you can find that link on our mobile app. In South End, Jesse Pierre, WCNC Charlotte.
The stabbing death of a Ukrainian woman in South End is an unexpected blow to the small Charlotte community of Ukrainian immigrants who've escaped their war-torn country. Thanks for joining us on Queen City News at 10. I'm Brian Blakely. It has been 5 days since 23-year-old Iryna Zarutska was killed on a Cat's Light rail train by someone police say she never met. Tonight was Zarutska's funeral. Queen City News reporter David Schumann spoke to a refugee who says her murder made this week's Ukrainian Independence Day hard to celebrate.
Damn.
Deadly stabbing near a Cat's Light rail station in Southend the night of August 22nd.
GMPD has the one in custody. GMPD also advised one has tourniquet applied.
Police accused Decarlos Brown in the murder of Iryna Zarutska. The 23-year-old woman left Ukraine for the Charlotte area 3 years ago to escape her country's war with Russia.
Everybody was shocked, and people still are.
Anna Bonder is also a Ukrainian refugee. She says Ukrainians are used to horrible news, but usually from home, not in North Carolina, which she calls the bright, sunny half of their lives.
Charlotte is considered a safe place by most people. When something this dark happens here, it is truly devastating and shocking. And I think that it should not happen to anyone anywhere in the world.
Dozens of family members and friends attended Iryna's funeral Wednesday here in Huntersville. Her obituary says she had a deep love for animals and wanted to be a veterinary assistant. Zarutska's obituary calls her a gifted and passionate artist who shared her creativity generously, gifting family and friends with her artwork. She loved sculpting and designing unique, eclectic clothing. An online fundraiser has been started to help support the family. David Schumann, Queen City News.
Well, tonight, the Ukrainian community in Charlotte mourning the death of a woman who was stabbed and killed on the light rail. This happened at the Blue Line stop on Camden Road late Friday night. We've been on top of every development in this story, as every day we're uncovering new information. The woman who was killed, 23-year-old Iryna Zarutska, originally from Ukraine. The suspect, Decarlos Brown, still in the hospital tonight. We don't know the extent of his injuries. Police say he chose his victim, Zarutska, they believe totally at random. They say he has a history of mental health issues. We'll dive into that more tonight at 6. Now, we've told you Zarutska again came to Charlotte, fleeing the war in Ukraine, looking for a new start for safety. Channel 9's Hunter Signs checked in with the people who make it their mission to uplift the Ukrainian culture here. And he's joining us live. Hunter.
Scott, the Ukrainian community is a tight-knit community here in Charlotte, but it is one that has been grieving over the past few days ever since a 23-year-old woman from Ukraine lost her life. Police say she was stabbed to death here on the Blue Line in Southend on Friday. And her story, her journey to America, though, resonating with so many of her fellow immigrants.
This is a wake-up call.
Like many, Tatiana Thulin is heartbroken at the tragic loss of fellow Ukrainian Iryna Zarutska, the 23-year-old woman who police say was randomly stabbed to death Friday night on the Blue Line in Southend. Thulin told us how many immigrants like herself and Zarutska once envisioned their lives in the land of the free.
A country that we know from movies, from films, from TV series, and we see those policemen that come in time and they take care of criminal situations.
Yeah, that's not how it actually works, but I definitely understand how the depiction in movies could make it seem that way. But they move a lot slower nowadays, and they're not on the ball, and it's not round-the-clock security. And, you know, our tax dollars aren't being spent for our safety anymore. And that's very unfortunate. It's a leadership issue for sure. And at the end of the day, since this guy went through the system, they knew about him, and that's on the local government, I believe. And then the mayor want to talk about some root causes and all this stuff. Dude, give me a break. We know what the root cause is. These super homeless gremlins are on demon time.
And the law punishes. The law is working.
But she says our society and its systems failed the young lady who had just escaped war.
Young lady came here to start a new life in a peaceful country that is not threatened by drones every day, but she dies of a knife in the public system.
She believes city leaders must do more to protect the community. Today, we visited 5 different Blue Line stops and didn't see security at any of them. But we are told they're scattered around at optimal times. Thulin says the Ukrainian community is shattered and won't stop demanding action.
The community is disappointed, angry, and would like to see the positive changes.
Now, I did reach out to CMPD asking them for an interview, but I was told nobody was available today. But they have not made anyone available to speak about this or held a press conference since this happened last Friday.
Damn.
Coming up tonight at 6 on Eyewitness News.
So they're just avoiding it. That's, like I said, they knew this guy was a ticking time bomb, and they let him slip through their fingers and hurt an innocent soul. Crazy.
My conversation with the suspect's mother. He will be charged, police say, after he is discharged from the hospital. What I learned about his mental health history and why his own mom says the system failed. For now, we are live in South End. Hunter Signs, Channel 9 Eyewitness News.
Hunter, thank you. Now, the city of Charlotte is telling us that Professional Security Services is the company that entered into a contract with CATS last December. They say the firm was founded by former CMPD officers who are in the CATS system. The city says PSS is in charge of security and fare enforcement at the transit center and on the light rail trains and stops.
Gang violence and other kind of violence. So it is what it is.